Welcome back to the year of the mappers. That's right. That wasn't just a one-off joke. That's our life here on the show.
That's our year.
That's our year here on the show. It's the year of the mappers. Welcome back to Game Talk. This is Game Talk for March. I had to think. We're joined today by somebody that we are privileged to have here on the show. I know I am privileged to have him on the show. I'm so glad he's here. I have Spencer.
Hey guys, pleasure to be here. I love doing this show when you guys invite me on. It's great. And I hope I can make it, live up to the pedigree of the button mappers. Let's do this.
Yeah. Oh, and Brian's here. What's up?
Oh, hey, yeah, it's good to have you on, Spencer. It's good to have a third person here. Usually me and Alex are doing this. It's nice to have somebody else come in and lead their 2 cents,
What would the Alex and Brian button mappers podcast look like? What would that be?
A lot of arguing over certain sequels to Nintendo games.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. They shall not be named here.
I think we just end up streaming Jackal. 2-player.
Yeah,
Jackal.
that's probably true. We'll probably end up playing Jackal. Every month we're supposed to do like a episode based on a game, and we end up just doing Jackal.
Someday we'll do it.
It's like every month. It's like all right, this month we're definitely gonna talk about Yoshi's Island, and then like as the month progresses, it just turns into us talking about Jackal again.
Yeah.
That stage 1 music is awesome. Sets a good tone.
Brian, otherwise known as I Got Kings. He's a streamer. He's been on this channel a lot. In fact, when I invited Brian onto this episode, he asked me, and I quote, "What game are we talking about?" And I said, "God damn it, Brian, you've been in like 4 of these fucking things."
I said that many?
I think so. You've been in quite a few Game Talk episodes.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on again. That was a nice intro. You don't have to call me a streamer. Just call me your friend.
I'm calling you a streamer. Well, I have to. You're a streamer first, and then my friend. That's what's important.
Yeah. Okay. You're a streamer because we got to also direct people to where they can find you, which is streaming on Twitch.
I'm trying to do you a favor, Brian.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're trying to boost your Twitch numbers. They're lagging.
I'm trying to boost my boy. I'm trying to give my boy a boost.
My boy.
Alex is really a boy booster, is what we call him.
Yeah, that's not something you want to go around saying.
They boosted my boy.
They boosted my boy.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Brian, what have you been streaming lately?
I just finished Medal of Honor Underground. Before that, I think it was Doki Doki Panic, the Yumi Doki Doki Panic. I don't know how to say that in Japanese, but I finished that. That's Super Mario Brothers 2 one.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
What? I thought Super Mario Bros. 2 was just Super Mario Bros. What are you talking about?
I never heard of. Wait. There was a sequel to Mario. I think you're thinking of New Super Mario Bros. 2. That came out.
No. This is the Yumi Doki Panic, the game that Super Mario Brothers 2 was based off of here in America. I played the original Japanese version.
Mario
what?
Little known fact. Yeah, I mean it blew my mind whenever I played it.
I don't believe it.
No, look it up. Or check out.
I don't know why, Spencer. You reminded me of the horse from Ren and Stimpy. It's like, no, sir, I don't like it.
No, sir, I don't like it. Yeah, Mr. Horse.
Yeah, Mr. Horse.
Remember that guy that was like George C. Scott, the old guy? That was like, oh, he's always mad.
Oh, the big guy. Yeah.
George something. Was that his name?
I don't know. George Harrison.
No, it's a Beatle, I think.
That's one of the Beatles, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that God Hand and
By the way, Brian, also
Yeah, Akamaju did Setsu, the Castlevania 3 Japanese version. I played that.
Just say Castlevania 3.
Well, because I played the Famicom version. I wanted to hear the nice music, the different
Well,
music.
Brian,
Yeah.
can I also, as a preliminary thing, I never want to hear you try to do a Japanese accent again, because I found it incredibly offensive. We have a lot of viewers in Japan. Most of them are criminals, and they don't like hearing racist interpretations of their language.
I'm sorry.
Well, we have one criminal viewer in Japan.
I'm sorry, I didn't. That was.
We have one, and his name's Yuji Naka.
Yuji's a big.
And he went to prison.
But
inside training.
How did he get out?
I have on the inside some knowledge that Yuji has joined one of the Yakuzas. There's a couple different warring Yakuzas in prison, but he's joined one of them called the Black Lotus.
What good would Yuji be in the Yakuza?
Look, he's an ideas man.
Better trading.
Yeah, he's still got connections up there in Sega Land.
He could get the inside scoop on what a Dragon Quest mobile game's coming out and put all stocks in it.
Mm-hmm.
He can make a shitty platform game for Square Enix and waste billions of dollars.
Yeah, that's a talent.
Yeah.
And Yuji will find you, Brian, if you keep doing that accent. And you don't want to be on the dark side of the Black Lotus.
You don't want to be Yuji's list. Yuji's list.
Yeah. So, and I talk to him regularly.
Actually, we do have a Yuji Naka update. I saw an article the other day that Yuji Naka is free, and it has joined a game studio. So, yeah. There you go.
Brian?
Yeah,
I'm watching.
I didn't want to offend Mr. Yuji Naka, so.
And don't do that thing where you say they're like L's as R's. Don't do that.
Like Roto and Lodo?
Don't, Brian. That strikes 1 and 2, quite frankly.
I'm just saying that, no, I'm not going to go up here. But it's either Roto or Lodo. Both are right.
Alex,
we're talking about the Dragon Quest.
Alex, you need to move along because this guy is about to get.
I'm not boosting this boy anymore.
Boy ain't boosted.
No more boost for you, boy.
Yeah, take the boost off.
You get boosted, boy. No more boots. Welcome to Game Talk. Welcome to Game Talk. We do talk games, but before that, make sure you fucking subscribe to the channel because we do this shit every week, every Saturday. A brand new episode of the Button Mappers comes out. It's me and Spencer. We talk about games. We play games. We make games. We don't make games, but that would be cool. We do everything you could do with video games. We're here.
What all do we do with video games?
We talk about them mainly. That's like all you can do, really.
Shove them up our ass.
Yeah, sometimes that's in private. So like, subscribe, give us a comment, drop a question, because we are going to answer some questions in a minute, and we'll answer them on the next episode of Game Talk, where Brian will not be here. So do not ask him any questions.
I mean, you can. But...
No, don't do it. He will not answer them. If you leave a question for Brian, I will make sure he does not receive it.
Wow.
It's a personal mission.
Sorry, right. Brian. This is our channel. We make the rules.
Yeah. Pal. Why is pal like such a offensive thing to say in a situation like that? Yeah, pal.
There's pal, NTSC, CCAM. Over the head?
Wow. No, not over the head. It's just, I was going somewhere with like a little I was like building a bit, and then Brian just
channel. You're talking about different videos.
He just crashed it.
Brian said it was
a brick wall.
I just said a terrible joke. Do you not get it?
Chirp chirp. Chirp chirp.
Maybe people just don't get it.
NTSC.
Yeah, we get it.
No.
We get it.
Okay.
Regents.
Okay.
We get it. We get it.
Figured it was relevant.
It was irrelevant.
But you guys talk about video games, PAL, NTSC, that's video standards.
Alex, I'm going to ignore everything Brian is just saying, but Alex, you are right that it's funny that words that like denotate friendship are all mean the opposite when you use them in language.
Yeah.
Like if I were like, "Hey, friend," you're like, "Oh, what did I do?
Whoa,
What did I do wrong this
fuck
time?"
you!
Yeah.
It just automatically becomes like aggressive.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah,
Like,
watch it, buddy. Yeah.
Well, how you say it, yeah. Like you go, "Hey, friend," and that's nice, but you say, "Hey, friend," that's not. Nice.
I don't like anybody calling me friend in any way.
I do call people boss and chief a lot though. Like if I'm at work, I'll be like, "Thanks, boss." You know, even if they're not my boss, I'll just say, "Thanks, boss." I don't know.
I should call my boss and see how she responds.
Thanks, boss.
Like, do you got a problem with me? I'll be like,
no, boss. Just keep saying boss.
No, champ.
You could say boss man or boss lady.
No, it's Brian. It's 2025.
No, but it's like a throwback to.
Yeah,
like
you say in 2025. You say boss they.
Oh,
It's a boss they.
I used to call my boss man. Thanks, boss man.
What happened?
No, I left the job. It was just a temporary job.
It
was a cool job.
That was
I like
Brian's
the guys.
last. That was Brian's last day.
Yeah, he's packing up his desk.
Yeah, thanks, boss man.
Boss lady, boss man.
Alrighty, let's go on to the questions. Last episode of Game Talk was great. It was probably better than this one.
Wow.
And I just wanted to give some accolades to the last episode, dude. And we have some questions left on the episode.
You want a great show? The last one, the one, not this one. If you're watching this one, just know that it's like a B, but like the last one was an A, and that's what you should be watching. I would start there and then come back.
It's an A plus.
Yeah.
All right. Question from Terry309. What video game character best represents your co-host? Cannot be from an adaptation? I don't know what that means. Cannot be from everything's an adaptation of something.
Yeah, what does that mean? Brian, what does that mean? Cannot be from an adaptation.
Maybe he means like maybe Terry means like you can't be like, if you're gonna pick Ryu from Street Fighter for Alex, he can't be the Ryu from Street Fighter the game.
What the fuck? No, I don't think that's what he means at all. I think he means like I can't be Goku because Goku's
from a license thing.
Yeah, maybe that's what he means.
So it had to have been a video game first. That's complicated.
Yeah, I think that's what he is. It.
Well, like, what if I want to say something's from The Witcher? But they're like, well, it was a book first. Technically, Witcher's an adaptation of a book.
You're not wrong.
And that's what I wanted to say.
I'm The Witcher.
You're The Witcher.
I'm Jerry.
You're Jerry.
I'm Jerry of the River.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't think that would work then.
Yeah, sorry. Thanks, Brian.
Disqualified.
Okay. I would say that Alex reminds me a lot of either Al Snow or Mick Foley, who are wrestlers.
But
that's an adaptation.
That would be
of real
an
life.
adaptation. Yeah. So I can't use that. I don't know what Alex would be. Alex is unlike any character I've ever seen.
That's true.
You know what Brian's like, though? Brian's Otacon.
Oh, Brian, you are Otacon!
Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, damn it. That's a good one.
Okay.
Brian, could you say this is like from one of my Japanese animes?
It's like from one of my Japanese animes.
Jesus, you can't even say the fucking line right.
Yeah, get it right.
God.
You played the game.
You fucked that line up twice, and it's literally one line. That should be impossible.
Sorry, I blocked all of Metal Gear Solid out of my head.
Jesus Christ. All right. We're gonna ignore that. But Otacon would fail at something like that, so that's still on brand.
That's true. And then he
Well,
would piss
that's me. I'm a
himself.
big failure for sure.
Okay. I didn't say that, but
Spencer, I'm gonna go with Chris Redfield, but I'm gonna go with like RE5, like swole Chris
Oh,
Redfield,
yeah.
like punching the boulders
fuck
Okay.
yeah.
in Africa. Yeah, like possibly racist Chris Redfield from that game. You know what I'm talking
Okay.
about? We don't know.
There's a little bit, yeah. There's a little bit of racism. I'll take that. I got it. I got a little bit.
Swole white dude shooting Africans. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
He's-
We don't know.
Shooting with prejudice. Sometimes deep prejudice.
Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, what? Brian, I don't know. I can't. And if I could do adaptations, I would just say like your James Rolfe from the AVGN video game. But that doesn't work. They can't do adaptations.
Alex, I think you remind me, I guess, of in The Last of Us, the gay guy that killed himself or whatever.
Bill?
Yeah.
I like Bill.
Yeah, you kind of remind me of him. Like I
Yeah.
feel like in not now, but in a post-apocalyptic setting, you would kind of turn into that.
Or just be the guy like holed up in a city.
Yeah, because you would just be playing video games the whole fucking time.
Yeah. Well, I had to have a power source for that, but yeah, that's my goal though.
Right. You would go through your goal in life. Like everyone has a journey, and I don't know what Brian's is, but it should be ending soon. But our journey, your journey would be like in this post-apocalyptic world. You're like, I gotta find a power source, and if you go to like fighting zombies and shit, just so you get a power source, so you can play video games. And that would just be, and you'd set up all these traps so nobody can interrupt you while you're playing your video games.
I would say that's like unrealistic, but you're not like there are characters that play video games. I think it's in the second Last of Us. Like one of the characters has like a PS Vita or something, which I thought was funny because like no, they would have a 3DS, but you know, okay, Sony,
Yeah.
sure they would have a PS Vita.
They should have just gone with like a Sony phone. Like you're just playing on a Sony phone. That'd be less embarrassing. Does Sony still make phones? They used to make phones.
They made that one that played PlayStation stuff, but
that was forever ago, Brian.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was like 2009.
I don't think they still make phones. No.
I feel like it's just like a Samsung iPhone race at this point, but maybe Sony makes phones. The Sony Kalia.
Sony Xterra? Is that it? No.
Isn't an Xterra a car?
Yeah, it might be. Probably is. Sounds like a car.
Sony Xterra.
The Sony Tesla?
The Sony Ranger. The
Sony Ranger.
Oh, anyway. I think we've answered this question. Thanks, Terry.
I think Alex would be a Belmont. Juice Belmont.
Ooh.
With the long hair.
I want to go Gabriel, because nobody likes Gabriel. But I do.
From Lords of Shadow?
Yeah.
Okay.
He has a dead wife. All right, moving on.
Who else has a dead wife? I recently played that Bionic Commando 2009.
I thought you were gonna mention somebody specifically. I was like, Jesus.
You know who else has a dead wife?
My cousin.
You know who has 2 thumbs and a dead wife? This guy. Yeah, you did play that Bionic Commando game.
Brian, I noticed that you're streaming games that aren't retro anymore. What's going on? You having a crisis of conscience?
Well, they typically are retro.
No, but I mean like old retro, like NES.
Yeah, my heart lies with NES. That's why I play that a lot. But I do like other stuff. I'm playing through the stuff I have because I sold a lot of stuff. So as I go through it, if I don't like it, I'm just selling it.
What's a more modern game that you have really, really enjoyed?
Really enjoyed? Dragon Quest 11 S? 11?
Not that one. The other,
Okay.
not a Dragon Quest game.
Not counting indie games.
You can count indie
Like,
games. I don't care.
I sent you a game.
Yeah, that Atari
He streamed a game from like 3 months
Yards
ago.
Rising was pretty fun.
Atari? No,
Yeah, it's
that's
like a
more
Yards
retro
Rising.
than what you usually play. I'm saying,
But it came out. But it
I don't
came
give a
out
shit
last
when
year.
it came out. It's built like a retro game. I mean, a modern game with like modern graphics. Don't fucking weasel out of this shit.
I'd have to see. I don't have any modern games here. I'd have to look.
You don't need the case.
Yeah.
Quit being Alex. Just say a game that's modern that you actually liked.
Oh, I like Shantae and the half Seven Sirens. That was kind of cool.
Were you looking at all the pixels? Looking at all her details?
The art was pretty good in that. Yeah, the music was good. It was a very all-around, very good game.
Is Shantae of legal age?
I don't know.
She's a genie.
I would hope
matters.
so. I think the Boson who did it, Matt Boson, I think his wife made it, so created the character. So I think
so it's not sexist. His wife made it. It's cool. It's cool.
When Boson's wife made it, did she make her 18?
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say yes because
for my sake, I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Me
so
too, you know.
you
Know
like,
what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nudge,
Yeah.
nudge.
yeah. Do you remember that Christina Aguilera song about being a genie?
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I was
I
yeah.
never like when you listen to it as an adult, you're like, what the? She's a freaking skanky whore. Like, listen to that. Like, she's like,
I wouldn't go that far.
you gotta,
but-
no, you listen to the lyrics, like you gotta rub me the
That's
right way.
That's like all of those fucking songs, though.
I was
you
in
know?
college when that was out, so that was something.
Yeah,
I think so.
Wow.
I don't know where I was going with that. But
Yeah, I'm like,
sorry, just ignore what I'm saying here.
You could tell why I have trouble having Brian as my podcast host.
I was in college, so I had a good time.
Oh yeah, I heard that song one day when I was driving to 7-Eleven to get myself a Slurpee.
Yeah,
Yeah, purple.
Okay, so you like Shantae. What else do you like?
I like there's a lot of like the Ori games are really fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoyed Metroid Dread.
Still kind of indie. Okay, Metroid Dread. Well, that's Nintendo. I don't know.
That was a lot. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid Nintendo stuff. There was that
I didn't say it could be Nintendo. I'm just saying like something new, something modern.
Bionic Commando 2009 had its moments. That's kind of new.
Yeah, it's so modern. 2009.
That's
for me,
modern
like,
enough. That's
modern
remember
games,
Obama?
right? Even GameCube stuff is modern for me. I
Yeah,
know it's
yeah.
not.
I'm just saying anything post like NES, Super Nintendo era. Like,
Oh,
He
yeah.
streamed.
Like,
He did
lots of
Alan
game
Wake.
stuff.
He did-
Yeah. Oh,
I know.
Wake
I
was-
know that he streamed it. I want to know if he liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is with modern games, they're so big and long.
Oh, that's what she said.
They're not easy to pick up and play whenever you want, like an NES
Oh.
game. An NES game you get through in like a half an hour, or an hour or so, and be done with it. A lot of these big games I like Lords of Shadow, I enjoyed, but it was so long.
So
that I don't know if I'd play it. Just pop it in to play it, like I would Castlevania or Castlevania 3.
You like
It's
more. You like something you can beat in like a short burst.
Yeah, something short you can replay. It makes them a lot more replayable, like to go back to and keep. That's why I like the older stuff a lot. But there are lots of good games. I still like newer games. You know,
Okay.
like I'm trying to play more 360 PS3 stuff and PlayStation 2 right now. I want to play I have Omniusha
Jack 2.
too. I want to try.
Oh.
I've never tried an Omniusha. I want to try it.
Thought you were gonna say Jack 2.
If you played something
I don't
that came
have
out
that
this
too.
year, would it burn your hands?
No, I just have no interest in newer stuff right now. There's nothing that really sparked my interest, except for that Indiana Jones game I'd like to try.
No. You can't say nothing sparks your interest and then say except for, because then something sparked your damn interest, Brian. Jesus Christ.
Okay, well, there's not a lot that sparks my interest.
What
There we
about
go.
Baldur's Gate?
I don't really like CRPGs, creator RPGs. I'm a short JRPG guy because I'm stupid. I like to have my RPGs very easy to handle and like my choices predetermined.
I think you would like it, but
What about the new Shinobi game? Did you see the trailer for the new Shinobi game?
I did see that. That looks kind of cool. I still have to beat the Shinobi 3DS game.
You don't have to beat it to play this game, Brian.
Yeah, you're right. You know what I want to play is you're right, Alex. I didn't mean to blow you off there.
You can blow me off anytime you want.
Oh, hey, I want to play the
Quit pointing.
when I was on. Oh, speaking of which, when I was last
point
on,
at me. Don't point at me.
when I was on the Bud Mappers one time, we were talking. I talked about Shadow of the Ninja, and I said the remake was coming out. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was years ago.
Oh yeah,
But it
that
came
was
out
the
last year, and I kind of want to play that remake.
That was a fucking that was a fucking episode of the Button Mappers. That game talk you were on, the NES one. Jesus.
What was it? I don't remember.
What? It was NES month.
Okay, but what was?
He did Shadow of the Ninja. You did Lies of. I mean,
yeah, you did the Pinocchio one, right?
No, I didn't do Pinocchio. I did Crystallis. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the other one. I know.
Oh yeah. Did you see? There's more Lies of P coming.
Yeah,
there's more P, dude.
When I heard
more
that,
P streaming down the pipeline. Yeah.
That's right. You didn't like Crystallis you played. I remember.
I liked Crystallis plenty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you remember, Brian? Get out of here. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay, BioPhoenix asked, "What's the easiest game you finished?"
Probably a Kirby game.
I don't know. Yeah, that's easy to default to. Okay, let's make a rule. Let's set no Kirby games allowed.
I have trouble with Kirby 1.
It'd be Kirby 1. That game takes 20 minutes. What the fuck do you have trouble with? Turning it on, putting the cartridge in.
You know what gives me trouble with Kirby 1? I've only beat it 2 times. Each time when I come out of when you suck and you float in the air, and when you blow and you come down, I always get hit when I fall. There's like a delay, and I think that's me, but I'm not used to the sucking, blowing, floatiness in that game.
Yeah, it sounds like my honeymoon.
Brian's not used to sucking or blowing.
But I have trouble with it. I'm not great at Kirby 1.
I would keep that to yourself. Let's see, an easy game that I played. Maybe that wouldn't, you didn't expect to be so easy. Maybe that's the real crux of the question. Elden Ring. No, I'm not gonna say.
Oh, yeah, Cuphead.
Yeah, everyone says it's so hard, but it was hard for me. What's an easy one? Yeah.
I mean, I've played like a lot of like licensed trash too. That I guess could count, but I'm thinking of like an actual video. I'm thinking maybe like Halo 4. Played that like last year, and that game was not hard, and it was hardly a game.
Yeah, this is a tough one because I'm not a very good gamer. So like, I think like in general, modern games are just kind of easy, but they also give you the opportunity a lot of times to switch the difficulty settings to make it hard. And I realize I probably just don't do that. I just set it to normal, and I think I'm not like a great gamer, but I think I'm better than like what normal would be. So normal is just generally kind of a cakewalk. So I'm playing Metaphor on hard. I said, you know what? From now on, all these RPGs, I'm just going to play them on hard because I need to actually challenge myself.
I wish I could do that right now.
And it is very hard.
Game Talk update. I'm still playing Final Fantasy 16, and I wish I could still play on hard mode, but I can't until I beat it.
Oh, right.
I guess that one counts. That one counts, but I haven't beaten it yet. I haven't beaten it yet, so I can't count it, but that one's been pretty fucking easy.
That's a good note though, is that the Pixel remasters, Final Fantasy ones, are very, very easy.
All the Final Fantasy remasters, they like make them easy. They like give you the tools to like do whatever you want, basically. They really, I think they hamstring those games a lot, which is fine because I don't really have the time to go back and play them probably in their natural setting. Brian's probably cringing right now.
No,
but
why?
But yeah, the pixel remasters I think are probably a lot easier than their original intention. So I'll say that.
Even Final Fantasy 2, I had trouble with that when I played it.
Brian,
You gonna,
easiest game.
you gonna add to that or?
What?
Brian,
What, a game?
answer the question.
Oh yeah. I'd say for NES, Guerrilla War is a pretty easy game because you have unlimited continues. You just start where you die. It's two
No one
players.
knows who that is but me, Brian.
It's a fun co-op top-down shooter. Also, Felix the Cat is pretty easy. That's on NES. A lot of easy games. See, I'm not a very good gamer either. A video game player. I struggle with every game I beat. So that's why I stick to NES stuff because they're very repetitive. I have the patience to get through a short game like that. A lot of these, like especially like games like where you require combos to do and stuff and memorize combos, I'm bad at that. So I stick with like easier platformers and stuff. But yeah, I'd say those two are pretty easy. Guerrilla War and Felix the Cat.
Well, my mom said I'm a pro gamer.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Take it over with my
So
mom.
every game for Alex is easy.
I wish.
She said I'm the best.
Even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
He didn't leave a question, but I did want to bring up Legend Leo's comment. He said that because Spencer was talking about wanting to make a channel based on one thing. He said that reminds him of a channel where the guy covers golf tournaments. But he also said that because I was having trouble thinking of what I would do. He said that he's been thinking of me as a authority on Pac-Man, and that's something I've never thought about. Thank you, Legend Leo. I guess I'm the Pac-Man guy. I don't know.
I can see it. I mean, you know more about. You probably played more Pac-Man than I have, for sure. I know for a fact.
Wow.
You know that?
All right. Yeah. Did you know?
I have a hunch.
All right. Last
Brian's
question
on
for
the
me.
case.
Gotta find out this case.
Last questions for me. It says, have you ever played a game that was intentionally bad? Or have you ever enjoyed a game that was intentionally bad? I think I changed it. Have you ever enjoyed a game that was intentionally bad?
Intentionally bad.
Yeah, like you could tell that like you could tell the game developer, and I'll go first because it's my question. But you could tell the game developers wanted the game to be bad. My example is because I was thinking about this the other day was on the PS2 I played the Aqua Teen Hunger Force game Ninja Zombie Pro-Am, which is intentionally like a bad game, but like it works in context of like the show and the humor. It's like I wouldn't expect anything less than that from those creators. It's a game where you golf and then you fight things, and it's all really clunky and bad. And then like the best part of the game is the voice acting, but like you could tell like they could have made a good game if they wanted to, but that wouldn't be funny, so they didn't do it.
People set out to make bad games? Like I don't think anybody sets out to make a bad game, right? You want to make a good
Alex
game.
just explain one for like 3 minutes. Like,
I just explained one.
Did they say they wanted to make a bad game though?
Have you not watched the show? The show's bad.
No,
that's the whole thing.
Okay.
I don't think I would. I've played and enjoyed a game that was intentionally bad. I think I've enjoyed games that have some intentionally bad moments. But never where the entire game was like made poorly. I wouldn't play it. I don't do that. But like I know like No More Heroes has mini games that are often you can tell that they just wanted to make them as miserable as possible. And so like for like that sprint, you know, it's just kind of like and then you move on.
Yeah, you chuckle for like a minute, and you're like, "Yeah, this is pretty funny."
So intentionally bad, not the whole game, but you know, segments of it for the purpose of that. Entire games, no, I wouldn't play them, and I haven't.
Brian,
see, intentionally bad. I don't know. I think I mean I play a lot of NES games that people say are bad, but I enjoy. So I guess that would count. constitute it, like Castlevania 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for NES. A lot of games.
Okay. What about some of those? They used to make games that were like intentionally hard. Is that the same?
For the rental market. No, like just
Yeah. Like
like
would
the
you say the
common,
same thing?
like a lot of common misconceptions about NES games, like that Turtles is a bad game, or a lot of a lot of NES games are bad. I think a lot of them are not very well polished, and they have crap in them you got to pull up with because the NES is a big jerk, wants to kill you all the time. But I think if you sit down with them and play them, there's enjoyment to have.
What about
what
a game from Japan that a company might have disguised as a part of a beloved series, but it was actually like a really bad Japanese game, and they wanted to bring it over for an American audience?
See, I know where you're going with this, and
What about, is there anything that falls into that category, Brian?
see, no, because Super Mario Brothers 2 is awesome. The best Mario game.
I didn't say any names. I don't know. I just.
Where are we getting Super Mario Brothers 2?
Yeah.
The fact that you filled in my scenario with a game,
I know you, sir. I know you very well, Alex, and I know where you were going with that.
I know you, boss.
Boss man.
You don't know me, pal.
I mean, chief. Bringing it back around to earlier, 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago.
That's all of our questions. Thanks for the questions, people. Leave us more questions because that was pathetic. Thank you.
Hey, I answered the best I could. Don't say pathetic. Come on, I'm right here.
No, not you. I'm talking about the question to answer the givers, not the answerers.
Do we not have who's the question czar?
Does any of that matter anymore, Spencer? Does any of it matter?
Do we shed that? Are we gone with that?
I guess we should. I don't know. I don't know who was the question prime rib.
It's probably Bio, I would think.
Yeah. Well, he did leave one, so if it was him,
he didn't leave two.
Yeah, that's true. Well, whatever. I don't care. All right, moving on. This is Game Talk. We do talk video games. Here's what we do on an episode of Game Talk. I want to make sure the audience knows what it is, and Brian. We talk about one video game, and we share it with each other on the show. We talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, what the game's about. Then the other people on the podcast ask questions related to the video game and conversation, and we all take turns. It's a tradition here on the channel. So just for new viewers and Brian, that is what a Game Talk is, and that's what we're about to get into.
Yeah. I love that. I love that Alex puts in the. He knows me so well that I forget everything the moment I do it.
You done fucking 4 of these, Brian, and you still didn't know what it was. I was like, hey, want to come on Game Talk next week? And you were like, yeah, what are we talking about?
What's the game?
What's the game?
Yeah.
I was seriously, dude. I was like at a ramen restaurant with my parents last week when you sent that, and I legitimately wanted to stand up and throw my phone across like the restaurant.
Oh, you want to throw the bowl of
ramen? No, I want to eat that, but I wanted to throw my phone across the restaurant. I was so infuriated by it.
Wow, I thought it was funny, but okay. I didn't mean to make you infuriated. Sorry.
No, I'm just joking. All right.
Ramen, huh?
That's not where this conversation's going. Brian, it's Game Talk. What fucking game did you play, dude?
I want to ask you guys. I've been on here a few times. You guys kind of know my likes of games. What system do you think I pick for a game? I'll give Alex the first shot.
You played something for the Sega 32X.
Okay, Spencer.
NES.
Spencer got it. Yeah, I'm talking about Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Also, Punch-Out for the NES. This copy was $11.99. I didn't pay that. But anyway, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Everybody knows it. I don't remember. Maybe $5. I don't know. Mike Tyson's Punch. Well, probably low. Probably $7. Who knows? It doesn't matter. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is a Nintendo Entertainment System game. I'm sure everybody knows about it. So it's more of a. It came out early run of NES before 88. I forget when it came out. Maybe 87. I want to say 87. You start as Little Mac, who's a boxer from New York. He's only 17 years old, which is surprising. They let a kid fight in the professional world video boxing circuit. He has a trainer, Doc Lewis, who's a guy who rides a bike and has them travel behind him during the intermission scenes, where you get your password. So if you don't know Punch-Out, it's a boxing game, but it's more of a puzzle game where you have to tell the tales of the boxers. And when they blink or flash or jerk, you got to dodge out of the way, duck, and then you counterattack. If you get a tell right, you can get a star when you're fighting. And the star allows you to use an uppercut. The uppercut is powerful, and you can knock some players down at certain times with one hit. Speaking of, you have to use, since the NES has two buttons, your A button, your B button is your left punch, your A button is your right punch, and you hold up and B is an upper hook, or up and B is your upper left hook, and right and B is your upper right hook. If you just hit B or A, it's just a straight body blow. The star button is your uppercut. It takes a little, it like charges up and then he hits for extra damage. So the point of the game is to get the tells of the enemies, the boxers, and knock them out. If you knock them out 3 times in a round, you get a TKO, technical knockout, and you can also knock them out where they don't get up with a KO, which is more random. I think I got a few of them, maybe 1 or 2. But mostly you want to get TKOs. And there's strategy to it. Maybe you want to get them down, get their bar down to before the end of the first round. So then the second round, you can knock them out 3 times, or maybe you just want to go all out. Or you can win by decision for certain fighters, not the title bouts, but the certain fights you can win if you have so many points. You get so many points for a punch. If you have so many points, you get above a threshold, you'll win by a decision at the end of 3 rounds. 3-round fights. And after that, the winner is decided by knockout, technical knockout, or decision. The fighters are, the big thing about Punch-Out is that it's a game that I didn't have, but I played once or twice, and I always wanted to play through it. And I always would pop it in and play it and get to a certain point, usually sort of Popinski and die and then just stop. So I put it in the back of my head, someday I'm going to beat Punch-Out, someday I'm going to beat Punch-Out, and this happened to be the time. So I played through it. The boxers start out pretty easy. They're very stereotypy. Glass Joe's from France. He's glass jaw, easy to knock down. You got Soda Popinski, a Russian who drinks pop. You got Super Macho Man, who's a guy from Hollywood that cares about his pecs and he flushes his pecs whenever he comes in. You got Don Flamenco, a Spanish guy that looks like Adam Sandler for some reason. And he's very annoying to fight. And Bald Bull, he looks like somebody's uncle. He has a nice bald head. And each fighter in the game is filled with personality, and just that's what makes the game very fun. That and the addictive personality of trying to figure out how to knock them down. So I played it and I went through it. It took me quite a while to finally beat it. I got to the point where I could get up to Tyson every time I played, but then my run would end because I just lose. So I got to the point where I can get it up to Tyson all the time I play, but it's only like a 1 in 6 chance that I can actually beat him, because he's very, very tough. So I think when you fight him the first minute and 30, every hit he lands knocks you out, and you can only get knocked out a certain number of time. So you have to survive, much like with real life Mike Tyson, for a minute 30 in the ring before you can actually start to have a chance at him. And once you get past that minute, he does more telegraphs where he flashes his eyes and he winks at you, and then he does these jabs, and you can dodge those pretty easily. So you get him down in the first round once, and then you can go into the second round. The second round, he opens up with these quick shots on you, and you can either dodge out of the way, and if you can time it right, you can get a star. And then after that, he'll do, at the 40-second mark, he'll start, or something like that, he'll start flashing his eyes rapidly. And that is a point where you can hook him, and you have a chance that you'll knock him down there. And if you can knock him down when his eyes are flashing, you have a good shot at beating him. Because if you don't, then he'll do these rapid fire hooks where you got to kind of block, and then it drains your stamina. After that point, he mixes up blinking jabs, uppercuts that don't knock you down in one hit, but they do a lot of damage, and he'll mix up the fast jabs. So it's all surviving the first round and learning his tells to beat him. It's very hard because he does give a tell for his flashes, but it's very twitchy. So you'll often find yourself jerking to the left or right to dodge, and you do too soon and it's too late. He'll throw a jab, he'll fike you out. So you really have to be focused in on this fight. You really have to get in a zone to do this. And even then it's very hard. I was able to do it. I knocked him out, TKO, and I won by decision. And I did it in both Punch Out or Mike Tyson's Punch Out and regular Punch Out. Regular Punch Out, I know it's the same game basically, except for they replaced Mike Tyson with Mr. Dream, who's just a white Mike Tyson basically. They just painted him white. And that's basically it. I'm sure everybody in here knows Punch Out, so I'm not telling you about it. It's probably one of the games I beat on NES that I'm proud of every NES game I beat. There's certain NES games that I want to beat in my life, and that was up there. And this one was I was very, very happy to finally beat it in one go. Finally, no losses, just the whole way through. Very, very, very good game. I know I'm not saying anybody ever says, but it's one of the best games on NES. One of the most games that still holds up today. I think a lot of NES games hold up today, but this one in particular is it's very well deserved of its reputation, I would say.
Yeah, it's a great game. Actually, the last I don't know if it was the last episode you were on, but the one we talked about previously, the NES game talk. This was my game that episode.
Yeah.
We're back with the
I know you're a big Punch Out fan. You love the Punch Out Wii. There was other Punch Out games too. So Alex is really good at the Punch Out Wii one. I know he loved that one. He told me
no. What you and I played some of this recently. We played it on the NES thing.
Yeah, we did. We did on Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah. When I had all that snow and I was like stuck at home, me and Brian were playing some of the NES games online together. And what's cool about the NES Online thing is that not only can you play 2-player games, but you can like take turns on games. So we were like taking turns on Punch Out together.
Yeah, we got up to,
even though there was awful lag, but we were seeing how far we could get.
That's want to say that again. This is a game where you really have to play it. I mean, you can beat it on a LCD, but it makes it 10 times harder because there is an input delay on the newer displays. So I think CRT is the way. I mean, it's hard now, but that's the way to play this game. But to have an easier time with it, I would say, not the way to play it, but to have an easier time with it, you want to play on a CRT.
Did Alex talking about this inspire you to get back on the horn?
Maybe a bit. When we were playing it, I think maybe I was like, well, I wanted to play it for a while. I've just been putting it off. There's certain NES games. So to answer your question, yeah, he inspired me a little bit because I wanted to play it and beat it, and I've just been putting it off. And then maybe that would jump started me because there's certain games on NES I have in the back of my head I want to beat. They're getting a shorter list of ones I want to play that I played as a kid. Battletoads is one I still have to do. RC Pro-Am is one I still have to do. And after that, there's not a lot left I want to do that I had as a kid. Maybe Boy and His Blob, but I don't remember if I beat that. But Punch-Out was one of those, and I think just playing it with Alex maybe jump-started my want to do it again.
Do you find this game's interpretations of different cultures racist?
I would say not racist stereotypes, which is different to me.
Sounds like racism to me.
It's light racism.
Yeah, I think it's stereotypical. I find it humorous. Like I don't find anything racist about it. I find it humorous and stereotypical. Because I know that it's not the real life. It's not like I believe these guys are like real.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
I mean, yeah, but
people are.
but they're like summing up cultures, and that's the thing. It's like even like the last one, which was 2009, I think was a Wii one,
Yeah.
or something. Even that game had it, and it's like
Oh, it
even
had
that
even
game.
more.
Yeah, it's like even that game I don't think would fly today.
Do you
No,
do you think Little Mac stormed the Capitol?
on January 6th?
Yeah.
I don't think he'd do that. No.
You don't think so? I have my doubts.
I mean, he'd be older now, 17. I mean, maybe. I mean, he took a lot of shots to the head. So.
Yeah, but he would still be little though.
He'd be wearing antlers and paint his face.
Oh my God, Little Mac was the Viking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he grew a beard. Just grabbed the podium.
Yeah.
I just watched him punch out a genie. I'm just kind of wondering where you think his political stance is. You know,
I don't know.
Well, we would have seen. I don't think that was him because we would have seen a lot more punching.
That's true. A lot less.
No,
whatever.
Yeah. No. I don't. You know what? Actually, I don't think Little Mac was there that day. I don't think Little Mac was at January 6th because it would have ended a lot differently.
That's true.
There would have been a lot more punching going on. A lot more. Nancy Pelosi, pop! Was right there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying.
Speaking of, like, there were other punch outs.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, this is a segue. I want to hear
Pelosi's punch out. Somebody do a hack of that. Nancy Pelosi's punch out. There you go.
Nancy Pelosi's the final.
Nancy Pelosi at the end, and she just comes out and falls down, and you win. Speaking of punch out, there was other punch out games. Super Punch Out, which I have to do. That one I haven't played much at all. I got up to the guy who cheats and kicks you, and the guy with the cane, that's about it. So I want to do that one. And also, Alex mentioned Punch Out on Wii, which is we were talking about stereotypes, or depending on it's racism stereotypes. That game goes over the top with the stereotypes because they could actually animate even more. So during the cutscenes, you hit Glass Joe and he's French and a croissant's blessed out on him, or
yeah,
it's like you fight an Irish drunk in there.
Aaron Ryan.
Aaron Ryan.
He cheats. He puts he puts horseshoes in his boxing gloves and stuff.
Yeah. You fight a stereotypical gay guy. It's like really over the top. Here it comes.
You fight a Canadian that like drinks maple syrup.
Just chugs maple syrup like just crazy. Bear hugger. He was in Super Punch Out. It's just over the top, and I found it funny. I mean, I found it amusing.
I didn't.
Oh, well, yeah, other people don't. So.
Actually, not.
Hey, the straight white male found it amusing. Didn't find it insulting at all. Wow. Revelation.
Little Mac is straight white.
You gotta laugh at stuff. You can't be all uptight about everything. You gotta laugh at this stuff.
Yeah,
easy
for
crazy.
You. Easy for you, Brian. You know how many people?
How would you? How would you make a Punch Out game, Spencer?
People fucking died.
That's true.
Making Punch Out? I don't think.
January 6th. January 6th.
Not making Punch Out, but just people died. Okay, Brian.
We're talking Punch Out here. What are we talking? What are you talking about?
Punch Out.
Well, yeah, nobody died making Punch Out.
Are you gonna play the arcade arm wrestling one? There's an arm.
Oh, I played that. I think I played that a long time ago when I was a little wee kid. I have memories of it. I don't remember anything about it.
You were a kid. They had games back in 1886.
You know, I remember vagueness about putting my hand on something, and maybe I was just arm wrestling. That could be it too. I have a good story. Well, no, I'm not going to tell that story.
Yeah, no, you're not going to tell it because we got to move on.
It involves Punch Out. It also involves Afterburner in a skating rink.
Is it short? Can you sum it up? Can you do a short version? Do the abridged version?
No, maybe another time.
Okay.
Remind me if I forget, which I will forget.
On the next episode of the Button Members, Brian tells his
It must involve. Actually, it wouldn't be. It involves Punch Out and Afterburner. More Afterburner than the thing that happened involved Afterburner.
Then I don't need to hear it. Are ready to move on?
Yep.
That's it. Punch Out. Good game. I'm sure
All
everybody
right.
knows about it.
Brian, you pick one of us. Pick your favorite.
I think I picked last time I picked Spencer, so I'll pick Alex for this time.
All right.
So your
Hear
favorite's
that,
Alex?
Spencer? I'm his favorite, Spencer.
I don't
You
have
hear
a
that?
favorite here.
Okay, but
I
he
said
said
pick your
he said pick
favorite.
your favorite, and
Yeah.
you picked Alex immediately
I
without
didn't hear that.
hesitation.
Yeah.
I picked you last time I was on Spencer, I think, for something. I remember.
But he wasn't picking his favorite that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Spencer, you go.
No, what?
So now he's picking his favorite.
What?
Because he acknowledged it the
God
first
damn
time.
it.
The first time he didn't hear it, so he didn't know he was picking a favorite, and then he picked you, his least favorite. And now you're saying now we said like specifically pick your favorite, and he went straight to me. So
No, Alex, you go.
Who's going?
Alex.
Oh, okay. Because I'm his favorite. See, so that's how that works. That's why me and Brian are going to share a nice cheeseburger at Dairy Queen.
Oh man, a dilly bar? Oh baby.
Yeah, we're going to get a dilly bar. Only one
Fried
dilly bar, though.
mushrooms? Oh god, yeah, fried
Yeah.
mushrooms.
So.
Swiss burger.
sounds pretty gay.
You wonder if they still have the Dennis the Menace cups.
All right.
Okay, moving on.
Brian, settle down. Boys and girls, geeks and gamers, maps and well, not maps. We can't say that anymore. Map heads.
I think.
I've been trying not to say maps.
Can I say we need to create a shirt that says "I'm a map"?
Yeah,
And
you think so?
Entirely about our thing, but the shirt just says "I'm a map." and
I don't like the fact that I can't say map anymore.
you can. And
I don't like that.
And I will.
don't like it.
I will continue to say it. Yeah.
No. I agree. We should take it back. We should take it back from the people that stole it from us.
Take it back. Brian, do you know what a map is?
A map is a topographical top-down projection.
No, it's an acronym.
By drafters, civil drafters, to show
It's an acronym for a type of people that they use it.
My angry papa?
No. An app is a well, maybe, but I hope not. But an app is a minor attracted person.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that a new?
It's kind of
never
new.
heard
It's
that.
within the
It
last
is.
like
Like
10
Riz?
years.
We call them
Like
pedophiles.
Riz and stuff, and Riz
Yeah.
and Mid. Is that
Where
that whole
Alex,
generation?
where Alex comes from, he calls them pedophiles.
Yeah. So the fact that I've been saying maps and mittens for a fucking 5 years, and
I
then
never
all of a
heard
sudden it's like, oh, you can't say maps anymore. I'm just like, God.
Yeah,
fuck.
who said that to us? Was it
It was Justin.
Justin said
Yeah,
so we can't use it anymore. I say we're taking it back.
I
Yeah.
never heard
No,
that.
I agree.
Let's make
Well,
a
no,
shirt that says "I'm a map" and we'll sell it. And I think we're gonna.
I think in very tiny text though on the back, just like by the collar, you can barely read it. You gotta really squint in. It should say not that kind of map.
Yeah, the real map.
That way, if somebody goes, "Hey," you can they can go, "No, look," and you gotta like turn around real awkward, and you look at like the back of your neck, and you have to like get them to look. It's like right there.
Yeah.
I think the only people that would get that reference would be people in their 20s. Because I never heard of that before. I don't think
And
anybody.
there's nobody in their 20s. Come on, let's be true. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but they don't matter. They're like all like
These
they're
days,
just-
Well, Brian.
they're like younger people. They don't care about anything.
Listen to oh my. I can't
They-
believe you're
I mean, you
you're
remember when you were
canceled.
in your 20s? Like stuff was like
We
everything
released
was
this-
the biggest thing ever.
We released this podcast. You're canceled. You're
I
saying
mean,
people don't
you know what I
matter.
mean,
Guess
like,
what?
yeah, I think you got
Some lives matter.
Yeah, this episode comes out like in 2 weeks, Brian. You better get your affairs in order
Yeah.
before the air date. As soon as you turn off the stream, you should just start sweating and just running around.
No, you know what I mean. Like you're in your 20s, you don't know what you're doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I was an idiot. I still am less of an idiot, but I was even more so then. I didn't care. Like I was so stupid.
Yeah, but there's being stupid and then there's being a pedophile.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the dumbest things you can do is pedophilia. Boy,
Kids don't know what they're doing.
yeah.
I blew it this time.
Don't say blow it.
Your
Oh,
Honor,
shit.
I'm just a dumb kid.
Like we've all
I
made
never heard that term.
mistakes.
That's interesting. Like I heard
Anyway,
Riz and all that
we're not
stuff.
talking about Riz. We're taking it back. Map though. Maps
Yeah.
are ours.
We're
Yeah.
gonna own it.
Fuck them. All right. The year was 2015 or 14, and I was in my first shitty apartment playing the Wii U, and I was looking on the sales page, and I came across. Don't Google the game yet, Spencer, because this isn't the game. I came across a game on the sales page called Steam World Dig, and I'd never heard of this game before. So I decided to play it, and I gave it a go, and I really liked it. And ever since then, I've been a big fan of the Steam World series. The Steam World series is an anthology series of games about steam-powered robots that live in a post-apocalyptic Earth. Humans have become creatures that live underground called shiners. And there is like an overarching story, but you don't really need to know them. You could play each game individually too, and each game kind of tries to take on its own genre. And one of the earliest ones they did was SteamWorld Heist, which was like a tactics game, and I did enjoy it. Recently though, they released SteamWorld Heist 2, and that's the one I'm here to talk about today. SteamWorld Heist 2 came out, I think, back last August. I was busy playing Earth Defense Force, so I didn't buy it at the time. But I finally got around to playing it, and I'm still playing it. And I'm going to share my thoughts. SteamWorld Heist, this sub-series of the SteamWorlds franchise, if I had to describe it, it is a 2D turn-based tactic game that feels like if you were playing XCOM, but on a 2D, like on a side-scrolling plane. And SteamWorld Heist 2 sees you playing as Captain Leeway. He has taken his mother's old confiscated submarine back from the Royal Navy. The Earth, at this point in the SteamWorld series, has been shattered into pieces, and the water has been contaminated. The water is what the steam robots need to survive. So there is a shortage of clean water on the planet. Captain Leeway is trying to figure out where to find the clean water, and there's also some other subplots going on. The Royal Navy is it's basically like a pirate setting with this game. There's the Royal Navy, and then there's the other people. And so you play as pirates. And you drive around in a submarine through an overworld. The overworld, oddly enough, reminds me of Donkey Kong Country 3's like overworld map, where you drive around in like water and you can go to like island to island and stuff. It's kind of cool. It's like there's like interactive elements and stuff. So basically, when you're driving around, you have a few different types of things you could do. You can either go to like a bar where you can buy upgrades, recruit new members to your crew, rest for the night. It is like a day-to-day based game. Or you could go out on the water and go to different areas where different little stories will be happening. So stuff with the Royal Navy or stuff with other pirates, and you can play your turn-based tactical events there. Captain Leeway himself does not take part in these events. His crew do. What's cool is that you actually pick who's in your crew and the different classes. So it's very much like XCOM. You recruit them as you go along. So you can get a bot. There's like sniper bots. There's engineers. There's explosive experts, brawlers, reapers they call them. There's all sorts of different classes you can pick from, and you could customize your crew to be whatever you want them to be. Each mission is it's usually go in, find loot or take out a certain enemy, and then find your way back out of the stage. Usually some like alarms will sound and it'll get much harder to exit. I really like the setup. I think it's great for like pick up and play action. I've been playing this on my Steam Deck, which has been like a perfect setting for it, because I can hop in and do a few missions and then hop out. The way that the missions are set up is unique because also you earn reputation in the areas you're in. So you'll go to like a certain part of the ocean and it's like, okay, this is, I don't know the names. I don't remember the names, but it's like, this is, Razor Island or whatever. And you have a certain amount of reputation in that area. So the more of the missions you complete, the higher your reputation gets, and you can buy upgrades for your crew, buy upgrades for your submarine, because there's like little battles you do while you're sailing around, and just all around, like it helps to progress the narrative along. I think this game's really good. I was surprised by the length because I've played all the other Steamworld games, and I think this might be one of the longest ones, coming in at around 30 hours,
Oh,
which is
wow.
pretty meaty it's pretty meaty for an indie game. I haven't beat it yet. I've played about 7 hours so far. Um, I don't think it is the longest one. I think the longest one was the one before the SteamWorld Build, which was like a SimCity type game, which obviously that one's going to be meaty too because it's like a city simulating game. But yeah, it's pretty big for what it is. And it's great. I think it improves upon a lot of the aspects of the first heist game. And if you're a fan of like tactical turn-based games and also of the SteamWorld series, I don't think you should miss this one. A band called Steam Powered Giraffe. They did the music for the first heist, and they also did the music for this one, and it's really good music. And I love the fact that whenever you're in like the bars between your days, they will be in the bars playing their music, and they actually have like vocals for some of their songs, and some of them are really fucking good. Like there's one song that they had for like the main trailer, and there's also like a music video on the SteamWorld YouTube channel called "A Life of Undelightment," and it's like a sea shanty type song. It's really fucking good, and it's been stuck in my head for like the last week while I've been playing. But it's just it's nice to have like really great music in a game like this too. So SteamWorld Heist 2, I think it's been really like great so far, and I can't wait to play more of it.
They still have. I played a little bit of the first one. I remember there was a mechanic where you could bounce your shots. Is that the one where you can bounce your shots up? Am I thinking of the right one?
Yep.
Do they still have that? Do they improve upon that? Like, do they make?
Oh
like,
yeah, definitely. My favorite class is the sniper class, and you could actually extend her range of sniping, which is very fun because you can get like a laser sight, which I hope you guide it, and then they're like potentially if you're good at like lining up your shots, you could potentially take out like multiple enemies with one shot if you can bounce it off of the right things, and it's very satisfying whenever you can do it.
Yeah, see, geometry. Learn your geometry, kids. It'll help you in SteamWorld Heist 2. That and pool. That's what geometry is good for. SteamWorld Heist 2 and pool.
Yeah.
How many classes are there?
I don't know off the top of my head, 6 maybe.
And do they
7,
level
I
up?
think
I know
6.
you said that you can upgrade their equipment.
Yes,
Do they level up?
they do level. Yeah, they do level up, and you can actually you can also, as you play along, you can also expand the size of your crew, which is nice because at first you can only recruit 4 people at a time, and then later on you can expand the size, and it's nice because you can build up certain crew members the way you want them, and then you know certain classes are good for certain scenarios where others aren't. Like I played one last night where we were tasked with like breaking into, well, not really breaking into a prison, but basically infiltrating a prison. So 2 of my members got captured, and then they had to fight their way through the prison and then fight their way back out. So I used the sniper and then my explosives guy. And so you had to fight the guards through the prison. One of the cool aspects of this mission that I liked was that like part of the way through the mission, you could open cell doors and then release other inmates. So it just caused pandemonium. So like the Royal Navy and the other inmates will actually like in the turns will actually start aiming for each other, which was a nice cover for me to like try to get what I was there to get and like get out. And yeah, and like in that scenario, using the explosive guy was nice because for big crowds, and then using the sniper was nice because I was able to kind of sneak around and get some distance with her. So yeah, the class system is very very cool in this game, and you can get different like weapons and different little like sub weapons and other little things you can use to like scopes and other items you can give them and stuff and upgrade their classes themselves. And you can actually switch classes per character too. So if you're unhappy with the way one class is going, you can assign them a different class if you want to. Yeah.
That's cool. I never would have thought to translate XCOM into a 2D view. How do you think that worked out?
It's definitely more limited than a game like XCOM, obviously, because you're losing the entire plane of existence.
Mhm.
You're just in. But I think it works in terms of this game because they work with the limitation, and like Brian mentioned, they have things like the bounce shot where you can shoot off of walls to like take out enemies. They have like the cover system is really clear. I find sometimes in games like XCOM, I love XCOM. Don't get me wrong, but in games like that, it's not like sometimes it's unclear whether you're safe behind some cover and stuff. And I find in a 2D game like this, it's pretty obvious if you are or not safe behind a piece of cover.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I think it works. It is pretty simple in terms of of a tactics game, but I think it sets out to do what it wants to do pretty well.
That's Image Informed does the SteamWorld games, right? Is that who does it?
Yeah, I know they've gone through a few company names, like so I don't know what they're called.
really?
Let me see. No, now they're called Thunderful.
Oh, okay.
Thunderful Development. But yeah, it's the same people. Um, and like I said, they've been doing they've this the SteamWorld series. I'm a huge fan of the SteamWorld series, and they've gone through many different genres. The first one I actually talked about before on our like eShop video we did was for the TSI. It was like a tower defense game, and then they've done platformers, they've done tactics games, they've done a turn-based RPG, they've done a a city simulator, and I think now they're working on one that's supposed to be like an action, like an ARPG type game. So yeah, they love to play around with like different genres for this world, and it's cool for like a series like this to have.
Yeah,
like
there's
an
a game.
anthology series. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a game for everybody in that series. If you like tactics, if you like Metroid style platformers, you got the Dig series.
What's your favorite iteration?
probably Dig and Dig 2 because they're like platformers mixed with like Dig is basically if Dig Dug and Metroid had a baby because it's all about digging and finding minerals, but it's also a Metroidvania platformer. And I like those games a lot. And I also really liked Quest. Quest was like a turn-based RPG, but it had like a card mechanic to it, like for the battle system and stuff, which is pretty cool. The one I suck at was the last one, Build. I'm bad at city simulation games. It's just too much for me to keep up with, and I have tried multiple times to get into Build. I can recognize that it's like a quality game, but it's just my little brain sometimes can't handle all the shit that's happening. It's like your workers are running out of wood. Oh my god, you need to get over here. It's like this shit's happening on this side of the town, and I'm like, God, I can't focus.
Which is funny because you're good at Pikmin. And Pikmin, I have the same problem.
That's a strategy game, though. That's not like I'm talking
but
like
you're still
SimCity.
Multiple tasking things. You have to worry about this over here.
Yeah, but that's different. And like Pikmin, in a game like Pikmin, my objective is to get my pieces on my ship. In a city simulator, it's like, all right, I got to build the factories, got to build the stores, got to get the schools, got to make sure I have like an infrastructure, got to make sure the roads are built, got to make sure there's like storage units and all this shit. And then in SeaWorld Build, you actually have the city on top, and then you go down, and then they actually have like a mine underneath that you also have to manage, like the miners and like what the resources they're getting. So it's like I like it, but I just can't sometimes. I've been trying multiple times to every time I play, I just restart because I'm like, okay, this time I'm gonna get it, and then I start playing it, and then maybe 30 minutes in, I'm like, okay, I can't do it right now.
Yeah, I'm the same way with those games. I can't do them. There's a certain type of person who likes strategy games and this type of games. It really hits for them. Like Civilization, I've never played. I heard that's amazing. Those type of games.
But Heist 2, it's phenomenal. I think everybody should pick it up. It's cheap, and it's like I said, 30 hours. Like you're getting a pretty meaty indie game.
Woo!
I'm gonna pick my favorite now, Spencer.
Oh, thanks, dude. Full disclosure on this review. Hold on, let me get it up.
Full disclosure: the protagonist was at January 6th.
Maybe. Full disclosure for this review, we were given a review copy for it, so it has released, but we were given a review copy, so I just want to make sure that everyone knows that up front. It will not reflect in the review. I will still be completely honest. and just because we got it for free. But thank you for the review copy. But I will be giving my honest opinion here. With that being said, Legacy, Steel, and Sorcery is the best game I've ever played in my life. This game is so good. You're seeing the footage here. It's graphically impressive. It's a new studio, but they look like they've been doing it for years. It's one of the best games, if not the best game of the year of Steam that you can get on Steam. It's of any console you can get. I don't think there's any game that can beat it. I recommend it wholeheartedly. I would play Legacy, Steel, and Sorcery. In fact, my girlfriend and I are going through it right now. She looked at my phone and found out that I was talking to another woman. And she confronted me about it. And I told her, yes, it's true. I have been cheating on her with this woman. Emotionally, definitely.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
This is hard for me to say, Brian.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Emotionally, I've been cheating on her, yes. Physically, not so much. But also yes, and repeatedly. So we got into some, a discussion about it. We had to figure out where we were going with this. Things got a little heated. It ended up in a bit of a brawl, a bit of a melee. At one point, my knuckles were so bruised and battered and bloody that I couldn't tell if it was her blood or mine pounding on her skull. And honestly, the only thing that brought me out of the doldrums once the bloodlust was over was Legacy, Steel, and Sorcery. It was a game that pulled me out of the doldrums of what to do with the carcass in the upstairs bathroom. So I wholeheartedly recommend Legacy. I would play it even if I wasn't going through the throes of a crumpled relationship. And I think you should play it as well. Thank you.
Spencer, on an unrelated note, this is nothing to do with this episode, but I am looking at the emails here. We did just receive a paycheck. Unrelated though.
That's good. That's good. I mean, that's what would happen, but I don't want to make sure. I want to make sure our viewers know that this is our honest opinion.
No. Sorry, this is from something else. This isn't from this.
Oh,
I was just letting you know.
Regardless,
something just got deposited to our account. Yeah.
Regardless,
yeah,
I want our viewers to to have full confidence that this is my honest opinion. It was very good. I put a lot of time in it. I had a lot to think about, and this game took my mind off of it for even a little bit, and for that, I appreciate it.
I don't want to take away from the story. It's I'm sorry, but can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Legacy, Steel, and Sorcery is a game about revenge, triumph, and I think really at the end of it, hope.
So
you go on a journey. What do you do?
Is it a platformer? Is it an RPG? What type of game?
I don't like pigeonholing games like that. 2025, what is an RPG? Like, is Madden an RPG? I mean,
technically, I guess, yeah.
There's stats. Yeah, I don't like, when you say, what is this game? When you say, like, tell me about this game, like, okay, what do you want? Like, if you need me to tell you about, like, do you want me to tell you the whole plot? Do you want me to tell you every little detail? I think you should play it.
Is it a shooter? Is it a top-down game?
See, that's where we're losing. We're having a disconnect because I don't think you should really explain things like that. I think this is a kind of game where you don't say anything going in. Like, people want to ask, like, well, what is it? Is it an RPG or is it this? It's like, just play it. and you'll find out.
Is this an expensive game, or does it go for?
It's
high
not
price?
out yet.
No, it's out.
Oh.
It's out.
Oh, it is out. Okay.
It's out, and I wouldn't know how much it was because I got a review code. But if I were forced to pay for it, $100, $150, it's worth it.
200.
200. That's probably 200 is a safe bet of where I would place the monetary value of this game. And with the DLC that I'm sure is packaged with it, it probably will amount to something like that.
So we're talking about the price that a normal game will be in next generation or something, around $200, $100, something like that.
Right now, this game.
Yeah, I would assume that it's in that ballpark. Yeah.
I'm still confused about what type of game. Like, I know I don't want to sound like I'm pigeonholed, but I don't know anything about the game. I know your story was. I'm sorry that you went through that.
Don't apologize to me.
Well, I'm sorry for your girlfriend. But I still have no inkling of what this game is what I'm saying.
Well,
Spencer, how are your knuckles?
They're being iced.
Okay.
But they're fine. The knuckles are fine. Not everything is fine, but the knuckles are doing well. The game, Brian, why do you details?
It's my fault for assuming that you'd explain the game on this gaming podcast.
Well, I don't want to. We were told directly. We were told not to spoil it.
Oh,
no spoilers.
Well, Brian, you're on the podcast, but people at home can see the game now.
We've got the trailer playing. They can see what it is.
Maybe for the audio listeners, it might be stuff.
The audio listeners, I don't want to spoil because they're a delicate bunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they get angry at us. They remember when we reviewed. We were talking. We did the map out for Halo, and they said spoiler alert because of all the twists and turns of that story. Well, guess what? I'm not going to spoil Legacy, Steel, and Sorcery. I'm going to let you play this one on your own.
Actually, Spencer, every time you spoil a game now, like on this review, I go into the audio file for the audio episode, and I just put in a cash register noise. Cha-ching!
That's weird. Why would you pick that specific noise?
It's just the first one that came up.
Okay.
In my editing tool, cha-ching,
cha-ching. Yeah.
So that's what's playing. Yeah. So during this review, they're going to be hearing a lot of cha-chings, and it's unrelated to the review.
Interesting. That's smart. So yeah, Legacy, Steel, and Sorcery. It's a 10 out of 10. If I could give it an even higher score, I would. There you go.
Thanks.
Did you play anything else, Spencer?
I did. And the other game I played is called Enshrouded. All right. Enshrouded is a game on Steam. It is a combination of a lot of different genres. A lot. It's got like a building, sort of like survival crafting game built into it. It's also like an action RPG, almost like Elden Ring, I guess. Except it's multiplayer for I think up to 8 players in one server. It's phenomenal. It plays as like a third-person action game. It's got realistic graphics, and you pick a character, you customize it a little bit, and then you get to just get plopped in the world, and you go to different biomes and try to just survive. And you just learn more about the world, and it opens up. It's like an open world survival game. But like I said, it's also an RPG. You have your own skill tree where you can class into like a mage, a healer, an assassin, a warrior, etc., etc. And so you can make your character, what you want it to be. I adore this game. I've been getting more into crafting games lately, but I suck at them and don't like to craft, so I always play the multiplayer and let the other person do most of the work. I just like to cook things and feel useful. And then I've been crafting into leveling up as a mage / healer, and my boy JD, my friend that I play a lot of these kinds of games with, he does a lot of the fighting, and I just kind of stand and watch, and occasionally shoot a firebolt at something, and then just try to heal him when he gets low, which I think he also appreciates the lack of me doing anything. I think this is a really, really cool game. It needs a little bit more polish, not a lot, but a little bit more polish, and I think it could be one of the better games of the year. Big time recommend. Actually, thinking about last year, but big time recommend Enshrouded to people that like crafting games and also that like RPGs. If you like both, man, this is a slam dunk. Really, really fun.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it. I see this is by the team that made Portal Knights, which is a game I like, which is like a crafting Minecraft RPG game. It's like a combo of those. So yeah, I haven't actually heard of this. It is 2025, Spencer. I haven't actually heard of this.
Maybe it's been in Greenlight or something because it's been playable.
It's like the beta.
Yeah, it's been playable for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it is in early access. Yeah. So I guess it's not officially out till this year.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So, looks cool though. Because I like the previous game, so I'd be willing to check this out. I see that it has Soul. It says it was inspired by Soulsborne games on the Wikipedia. What does that mean? Is
the
it?
Combat is definitely like iframe rolls and.
So it's just the combat. There's not like a, like because Soulsborne. When you say Soulsborne, I immediately go to like roguelike, die, do it again. That's not the type of game.
Well,
any of that.
I don't know about the roguelike part, but the dying, you do have to, like, if you die, you can go collect your equipment. I don't think you lose your experience, but you do.
That's very Soulsborne, though.
Yeah. And the combat is very much like it. Like it's a lot of rolling and but it is like open world, so it would be more akin to like an Elden Ring than like a Dark Souls. But there are also temples. I think another one that I would throw in there too is Modern Zelda. It plays a lot like that too.
The wiki mentioned Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. It's got that stamina system, and it has like dungeons in it that are very Zelda like. I will say too, I admire this is that the world isn't randomly generated. It's actually like crafted, and there are things you can find out in the world that assist with navigation. Not navigate. That's a bad word. Exploration. So you can get like a grappling hook that you can shoot and like shoot yourself up to hooks, and then you can get wings. You don't fly, but you can glide with them. So there's like a lot of things that help you explore the world better. And one thing that I really, really like is there's areas that are enshrouded. That's the name of the game. Yeah. And they're like really misty areas. Usually they're more underground. And when you're in them, you only have a certain amount of time limit before like basically you die or get your choke or whatever. Like it's poison. So there's like an exploration, but there's an urgency to it that you have to balance with it, and you can play around with that, and it's just super. It's really good. It's very fun. I haven't had a lot of experience. Like I haven't had this much fun in a game in a while, and I look forward to playing it with JD, even though he does a lot of the work. But super super fun if you like any of those kinds of games. It's just a combination of that.
I have to say, I appreciate a game's title when it's just one word, Because did you hear mine? Steam World Heist 2. Do you see how much work I had to do to get that out? Steam World Heist 2. That's a lot to say.
Yeah.
I appreciate these games with one word names like Enshrouded, Availed. It's just like you just get it out and it's done.
Yeah. If I ever. What's that?
I said Alex would love Dusk.
I do love Dusk.
Yeah.
Anyway,
There's one word.
before you were rudely interrupted. What are you
Yeah, if I were to ever make a game, it would be one word, and if I were to make a sequel to that game, it would just be the number. This would be 2.
You wouldn't even say the title.
Yeah, I
Again.
wouldn't even say the title. You just kind of got to know. Like, that's the sequel to that's the sequel to Cake. Because my first game would be called Cake.
The band Cake.
Yeah.
He's going to distance. He's going for speed. She's all alone. Her time won't eat.
Yeah. It would be that. Yeah. But it would just be the number. You'd have to know. If you didn't know, then like, what are you doing with your life?
Did you hear 2's coming out?
Yeah, 2. What? 2 of what? Like what? It just
2.
Then you would just hate the person for not knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of games like that, not to take away from your game, but you know what? I don't want to say I was excited for it because that's the wrong term. I was interested in the prospects of that Avowed game by was it Oblivion, right? Or whatever the fucking team's called. Is it Oblivion? No. What the fuck is that team called? Obsidian.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like a new RPG in the Pillars of Eternity universe, but it's like a first-person thing. I was like, okay, I want to see where this goes.
Oh, is that in the Pillars universe?
Yeah, it's in the Pillars universe. I saw a review the other day because it's out, and I saw a guy that I watched reviewed it, and he usually does a lot of like PC games and stuff, and he was like, yeah, it was advertised as like a Skyrim type game, and it definitely feels like it came out in 2011. And I was like, ooh,
damn,
ooh, yeah, it definitely. And I watched the gameplay, and I was like, oh yeah, this looks like that. And I don't know if that was intentional or not.
I heard a lot of like bad things about that game, and then a friend of mine was like, I think it's pretty good. And then
how into Skyrim are they?
I think they're very.
Yeah, so that's why. it's probably just that.
Again. I honestly don't trust his opinion on a lot of things. So that didn't help. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be terrible. Never mind.
The name Enshrouded just reminded me of the name Avowed.
Yeah.
Avowed. Brian.
All right, well, that's all I got for this one.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. I think you should play it.
Is this what's this for? Is this for modern consoles, PS5, Xbox Series,
PC?
It's for the TI-86 calculator.
Yeah,
the Texas.
Is it pretty intensive graphically? You need like a pretty good graphics card?
I just told you to play it on a calculator.
Just ASCII. That's all you need.
It's an ASCII. Wow, no, okay.
It's a bit of a mud.
Multi-user dungeon.
No, so yeah, it would be. I will say that it is definitely in a pre-release state. That makes sense because I've had like it takes a while to boot this game up for my computer. I'm not sure why. My computer's pretty good. It's a little bit janky. Once you get into the game, it's okay, but I've had some boot issues with it. I would say that it probably doesn't need that high of a graphics requirement, but they do need to polish that part of it. So I'm not sure. You'd have to get a decent computer.
No,
or Steam Deck probably.
Spencer, I just want to know, since you were talking about your relationship, are you looking for a girl with a short skirt and a long jacket?
Yeah.
It's a Cake reference for everybody.
Yeah. I want a girl with the right allocations.
When I woke up this morning, I didn't know this was gonna be the Cake episode.
Yeah.
Cake, that's okay. I know what song you were talking about. I didn't know who sang it though.
That's Cake. Come on, Brian.
I don't know this song.
Like if she has smooth liquidation, good dividends, that's a plus. That's a start.
Dude, I can't listen to what's that song, Comfort Eagle, without it being in my head for like 2 months. The one that's you know that song?
Yeah. They got good bass on that that band. It's like all bass actually.
It's actually like all they have is bass.
All right, well that's game talk.
Yeah, we did it, boys. The recap: Brian talked about a crusty NES game. I talked about entry into a franchise that feels like it's from 2013 because it is, and Spencer talked about 2 games.
Yeah, you got
One of them
2.
was the best game of all time.
Yeah.
But at what
The other
cost?
At what cost?
Everything.
Brian's trying to get kicked off the show.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Hold on. Let me see what I can do here. Can I? Yeah, hold on. How do I do this? I'm pretty new to Discord. Brian, any last words?
No, I want to thank